I think it's time we started our first roundtable chat on Twitter Spaces, everyone. This is a great moment for Andalib and I. And we've been very excited now since we decided to test out this new platform. And it looks like a very nice platform, a very comfortable way for all of us to interact from the privacy of our homes in a relaxed manner without any pressure from the outside world. We can just introspect and explore and with our understanding of how we can use neuro-linguistic programming to enhance day-to-day living. So I would like to also welcome my co-host, Andalib Mahmud. She and I are both very passionate about the subject of NLP and its application to daily living. So Andalib, I invite you to please introduce yourself to our small gathering today. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya, and thank you everyone for joining with us. I'm so happy and glad that you all are here. And as Priya said, that we both are very passionate, and I hope so you all are very passionate for NLP. And NLP is something for me that is life. And when I'm not thinking NLP as a therapeutic tool, though I'm a psychologist and NLP trainer, but this is my daily life customs, that using the NLP in life. And now it becomes part of my life. So when we're talking about today's session, this is very related with our daily life and our daily living, because we need to know lots of things about NLP, which is very helpful as we are in our maintaining our life in a very resourceful and skillful way. And so welcome you all to our roundtable chat and this Twitter space. And we are very happy that to have you all. And today's our topic is beat those Monday morning blues. And this is a very interesting topic for both of us, because we all, and I know for you also, guys, because we all are suffering for this back to Monday morning work. So let's start, and hopefully it will be very interesting, and you will learn very unpack lots of structure in yourself, so that we can work more potentially in our upcoming Mondays and working days. Over to you, Priya. Thank you.
Thanks, Andalib. And a little bit of background about ourselves before we proceed. Andalib is a counseling psychologist and an NLP trainer. And I myself am a life coach with intentionalcoaching.online and also an NLP trainer. And the reason we decided to unpack the topic for the day, beat those Monday morning blues, is because it's an issue that affects a lot of people in this day and age. I'll just build up a bit of context first. Most of us work hard through the week, Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays it's quite common for all of us to use that precious day off from work to reconnect, especially at night, with friends and family, and to just get out of our work mode and go out and have a bit of a personal life. It's quite natural for someone in that position to stay out late at night, usually with parties or at the movies, or with just hanging around with loved ones and friends, catching up on one's social calendar. Totally customary and normal for people in that position to want to stay up late and just break the cycle of routine that dominates their work week. But a common challenge that hits many of us as a result is that on Sunday, it is quite common for many of us to fall into the unresourceful pattern of waking up late. On Sundays, we tend to stay in bed till 12 noon, and we tend to neglect our health and our well-being and our state, both inner and outer, because of the exhaustion and tiredness that accompanies the experience of working hard through the week and staying up late on a Saturday night. We wake up late on a Sunday morning with all these unresourceful aspects to our state. And what happens after that, it impacts our ability to get back into work mode on Monday morning, which is the following day. And that has a huge impact on, people's perspective of life, of work, of productivity, of themselves. It can be a huge blow to one's morale. And it is a huge blow to one's desire for achieving a work life balance that benefits us the most. I do see two other people in the room. I see Retro and I see Mr. Prem. Retro, I would love to get to know a little bit about you. And this is an anonymous discussion, an anonymous platform. So it's good enough if you just reveal a little bit about who you are and what this topic of beat those Monday morning blues means to you.
Yeah, hi, Priya. Yeah, my own two quick comments. I think it's important to at least plan your Sundays well, where you get some rest time. I think the topic you mentioned about connecting with friends and family, that's critical. I would say it's equally important to make sure that you're reasonably well rested, so you start Monday off on a good note. But certainly agree with the point that weekends are important for people to connect with families, friends, their own hobbies, and then maybe Sunday evening, Sunday night onwards, hopefully also plan for a good week starting Monday.
That's brilliantly put. Thank you for sharing, Retro. And Andalib, are you back online? Are
Yeah,
you able to
yeah,
connect?
yeah. Yes,
Oh,
I'm back. I'm back. Uh,
brilliant, brilliant.
yeah.
Just some thoughts on the idea of the work-life balance that one often seeks when trying to juggle catching up on with personal activities on Saturday and getting back into work mode on Monday. If you could please share a little bit.
Yeah, just I want to share that Sunday is very anxious day for me because there's a lots of work on Monday. It's a household work too from my office and everything managing. So, staying at night in Saturday, and it's very challenging to go back in the normal life on Sunday and also join in planning for Monday. So it's like a circle for me. So when I'm planning for Monday, I think that I need to be stable on Sunday first. Because if I'm not stable, I can think properly and I can get the energy from myself and from my other family members, my friends, from my colleagues. Because Monday is something we have lots of work to do, like meetings after a weekend, meetings with our colleagues. But if I'm not feeling well, I'm not feeling okay, and I'm not properly arranged everything for my meetings, upcoming meetings, for my trainings and session, I really feel low. So I really want to beat my anxiety on Sunday so that I can work on Monday properly. That's
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's a great outcome. That's a wonderful outcome. For me as
Yeah,
well.
and one more thing. Another thing is I want to add that's it. Doing socializing on Saturday is very normal and is very okay. But what I want after doing the all kind of socializing party, watching movies, binge eating, everything, I want to be fit on Sunday. That is my goal.
That makes sense. And it's a great goal. Like we said, it's about the work-life balance, and it is possible to hack the work-life balance with tools from NLP, which I'm very excited to share, unpack with Andalib today. Um, Perhaps what we can also do is give a little bit of a background of what NLP is for most of us, in general. NLP is really a way of understanding how a state is structured. And Andalib, I'm sure in the field of psychology, very often, it's from what I've understood, you explore the why of a state, right? Whereas with NLP, it's more about how a state occurs. And when we look at how, it's a great idea to unpack the components of a pattern of behavior. And what that helps us do is we can identify those components of a behavior pattern that work for us and isolate those that don't work for us. And then we can, change the way these components relate to each other to create a new pattern of behavior that is more resourceful. So
Yeah,
that is
Priya.
that is the benefit of NLP or neuro-linguistic programming. And you know, for this issue of recovering from a late Saturday night through the Sunday in between to be back in your productive state on Monday, I'm sure we can discover ways that NLP can help us hack the patterns of behavior that many of us have in that intermediate Sunday, which is an opportunity for us to recover from a late night and alter an unresourceful pattern to a resourceful pattern, right? So it's all about changing patterns, really, and to one that works for us from one that previously might not have worked for us. Right? What do you think, Antalip?
Yeah, Priya, you're absolutely right. And also with behavior, we are talking about language. The language is very important. Sometimes I observe with my colleagues. Several times I'm talking about that. I'm so tired. I'm so weak today. I don't want to work today. So these are kind of statements creating messages, giving messages to our mind, our brain. And that is we NLP is talking about neuro-linguistic programming, neural language, and the behavior programming you are talking about. These all are related. The more I will say that I'm so tired, I don't want to go back to work. Last time I lots of party, I this work weekends, I do lots of party, hangover, everything. But now I don't want to come back to the work. The more I will say this kind of I don't want to, this message is then and then taking our brain and creating that numbness in our body and mind also. And this creates challenging situation. And as you know that we all mind and body have a very good relationship, very deeper connection with each other. So we first think that when we are in a challenging position, we need to observe what is our language pattern, what we are giving message to ourselves and as well as others. And the interesting thing that we are modeling each other. If I am low, so if we start from our family, my family members will act low also. Yeah, I'm depressed. Oh yes, we can't do this thing. Yeah, we all are tired. So it's a modeling. So shifting something in yourself means you're shifting something in a greater system.
Yeah, and I love how number one, thank you for talking about the linguistic aspect of state, right? The impact of how the way the inner dialogue can impact the way we end up being, and also the ripple effect it has on the family around us, right? Especially if many of us wake up feeling grumpy and unresourceful on Sunday. It's a pattern that perpetuates very likely in others too. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Thank you for bringing that up. And another thing that stood out from what you shared is a great, before we apply neuro-linguistic techniques to changing state, from an undesired one to a desired one. I think a very good first step is to reflect on what we want and what we don't want, which to me is a very intentional way of approaching a problem, right? So, for example, later on in today's session, we're going to we're going to examine a tool from NLP that can be very helpful for us in shifting from an unresourceful state to a resourceful state. But prior to that, as with many other tools in NLP, um, understanding where we are, seeing the aspects or the components of the current starting state of where we are, and then understanding what we prefer instead is a really good first step of setting your intention straight, of aligning yourself with purpose, and of building a vision of what is possible for you and to move towards. So thank you for bringing that up, and I think this is a great way to begin unpacking today's topic, right? From unresourceful to resourceful, from getting up uh, late or exhausted on a Sunday and not feeling fully recovered by Sunday evening and having that difficult Monday morning start, which then snowballs into a tough week at work. From that, we can now discover what is possible when prior to partying on Saturday or prior to staying up on Saturday, we have in our mind a strategy that we know we can kickstart even before we leave for our social life on Saturday night. We have a strategy in mind where we know that we can still have fun, but we also have a clear series of steps that we can follow, easy but useful and scientific, that we can follow, starting from when we return from the party and all the way through Sunday. We can initiate these steps through Sunday and enjoy the benefits of all these steps on Monday morning, where we wake up fresh and ready and full of our resources at hand and ready to make our mark in the world of work, with our families, and with even our own personal goals. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited to start looking at this topic and to see how we can move forward in our understanding of patterns and how to make them work for us. So yeah,
Okay, one
yeah.
Yeah.
one quick follow up question, Priya. I think some of the points you mentioned. So, from an NLP perspective, how would you think about or provide examples to, I think the point you made about people planning their weekends better or recovering from a late night on Saturday so they are prepared for Monday morning. I
Mm-hmm.
think this, I think many parents struggle with teenage kids who are spending a lot of time on their devices or gaming. So, is there a way for them to use NLP techniques to get their kids to also be a bit more active or go to bed early so they're also prepared for school on Monday morning?
Great question. One of the things that struck me when I started studying NLP some years ago was how I wish the subject was taught at school level, because NLP is all about hacking how your mind works, and kids are expected to figure out how to employ their mind to work for them without an instruction manual. They're just expected to cope with exams without any real technical guidance of how to use their own inner resources for that outcome. They're expected to cope with stress, usually without any understanding of the structure of stress and how one can, change that structure and make it something else. And of course, when it comes to habits like mobile gaming addiction and stuff like that, kids are told to just switch off the device, buck up, don't procrastinate. They're scolded, but they're not given the manual with which to understand the behavior with that they're doing when it comes to staying up late on, with video gaming and mobile phone technology and stuff like that. And thank you for bringing that, because that's a new dimension to people staying up late at night. It's not necessarily good. People don't stay up late at night at nightclubs necessarily, or at weddings or at parties. They might be staying up with their gadgets. They might be binge watching Netflix. They might be gaming. Um, right, Andalib? I'm
Yeah,
sure you, yeah,
yeah,
that, thank you for bringing that up, Retro. That was very helpful. Yeah.
yeah,
What do
Priya.
you think, Andalib?
Yeah, Priya, I'm really agree with you, and thank you, Retro. This is very common issues in every house nowadays. Um, I think that we need to identify the challenge first. What is the challenge? These are the things that watching movies, late night movies, playing games, everything. It is the context. And when we think deeper level, what is the true challenge? Challenge is spending time. So when the issue is spending time, we need to figure out that how we can spend time together productively on Saturday night, so that
Yeah,
it becomes productive and also helpful for all the family members. And that's why we need planning. So what is our challenge? That is the first step. And if it's the challenge, then go for the intervention or planning. Because as you said, Priya, if you say that don't watch this thing, don't play video games, it don't work. Because what instead of this, what they want to spend time together, or they want to talk their inner feelings, inner experience to their parents, giving messages. So family time. So if they have the family time or the friends time properly together, and they are satisfied with that time, then challenge will decrease. Otherwise nothing will happen. That and there's a brain, it's difficult for us to process no. When you say don't, it's difficult. They will resist it, and they don't want to listen to you. And that's why instead of those activity, we need to identify what is better for all of us.
yeah. I think, yeah, and I think one great thing we can do is also to look at gaming and, in fact, any activity that one considers unresourceful through the filter of through neurological levels. So we're looking at, so if you look at the act of gaming, it's a behavior, right? And if you study I'm thinking of your typical teenager who is unwinding on a Saturday night with his gaming console. So let's also look at the environment in which he's doing it. He's probably doing it in his room, his or her room. It could be a young lady as well. Why are they in the room? They're isolating themselves from other people. And if you look at what is the intention of them isolating themselves, it could be because that they're moving away from dealing with, pressures from school, from teachers, from society, and they're sort of isolating themselves a little bit in order and which is one of the appeals of gaming at that moment on a late Saturday night. If you look at the location, it's their room, which is their safe zone, right? And if we go further up the neurological levels, we'll be able to, and it's great to do this with a young person so that they start to see their behavior in the context of how their mind works. What are they seeking? What is important to them at that point about being alone in a room with in the in a safe space, looking at a passive form of entertainment, which will be on a screen. What is the intention for it? Because there is this NLP presupposition that behind every behavior, there's a positive intention. So if a child is told, hey, behind your behavior, there's a positive intention, then the child can learn to ask himself or herself, what is that positive intention? It could be that they're scared of exam pressures and they're moving away from that fear. So very often, doing something like this helps a child see the unconscious reason behind a conscious behavior, and that's where
Yeah,
they can.
I'd
Yeah,
like to just add over here, you were just perfectly that sometimes they don't want to socialize with other people. That is very important. That's why there's a purpose. My purpose is different. My child purpose is different. So this is the alignment match with the both of the family members.
Mm.
We are talking about socializing, but
Yeah,
maybe there's some people they don't want to socialize, but
yeah,
they are they are not taking care of their sleeping pattern also. Just like
yeah,
as we are going out doing parties, but these people are
mm,
staying at home but not
yeah,
giving attention, proper attention to their sleeping pattern. The same
yeah,
way, all are going down on Monday.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
exactly. So I just love what NLP because it allows us to understand the reason behind a behavior. And to me, once a child starts to use these tools to see the reason behind a behavior, then it's a great opportunity for the child to find out or to explore what they would rather want instead. And because I'm quite sure children don't want to be tired at the end of the day. They don't want to have a headache. Who wants to have a headache? Who wants to be exhausted? Who wants to go to school or to work feeling less than active? So, to me, exposure of a child to tools like what we're going to explore on the roundtable chat, at an early age, gives them self awareness, and that allows them to start examining a behavior that doesn't work for them and seeing ways to change that behavior so that they can move to a preferred way of behavior instead that gives them the end game of feeling good about themselves or feeling resourceful and active about their hectic schedule at school or at college or at work. um, Retro, was this helpful? Is there anything more you would like to ask or explore or add to what was just shared by us?
So this is quite helpful.
Uh, Priya, and as you said, the self awareness that is very related to identity for everyone. In a sense, that if I'm aware, I know what I'm going to do. So as we are talking about today, that with this Monday morning blues, I think this identity, while talking with you, this identity, this state, I really require to install in myself the awareness. If I have the proper awareness in my life, I know best that what is good for me for the next day, how I can design or I can planning my weekends with my family or my friends, or if I am alone. I know better. And this identity will give me proper control of life, what I'm going to spend my time. And that is very important because we all are unique. Our dealing with the Monday morning blues will be unique thing for each and every one. So we need to, from this NLP platform, maybe there will be one tools we are going to explore today, but there are lots of way you are always used for your better and resourceful state. But when you are aware for yourself, these tools and skills will be up the regular practice for yourself, and you can use any time in your life or any day. And not only these of course only for Saturday and Sunday. After a vacation you can use this kind of tools for your life, for your betterment. And if I am good, as I said before, and we model each other, if I'm modeling to my friends, my colleagues, my people around me, my children, my family members, it will be creating a great impact on others also. So as a self, I am active, I'm productive on Monday after doing all the things, after doing all the parties, hangout or gaming, watching movies, I'm active, and I can be an example for others also. This is the person doing everything, though he's doing everything, but she is fit and enough for herself for doing anything. So that is the true, I think, awareness for each and everyone. We can use it as a skill. We can use this state, enhancing this state for ourselves. And Priya, I'm very curious to know from you also that as we are talking about NLP, what do you think that uh, can we enhancing this kind of state within ourselves to become more productive on upcoming days, working days? What do you
Of
think about?
course. Yeah, of course. And, I want to thank you for something you just shared. You said, when I am aware, I know what to do. That's such a beautiful way of putting it. And I thought that's a great point to start off with, because awareness is a great first step before initiating any of these change, pattern changing techniques from NLP. Um, so, one of the we are today excited to try one of these techniques on anyone who's interested, to that it can be applied uh, on a Sunday morning, in order to rally your resources after a late Saturday night, so that Monday morning the world gets the best of you, and more importantly, you get the best of you. And what is lovely about this, and you also mentioned in what you just shared that there is no one size fits all approach. Techniques like these can be customized to suit your individual needs. They respect your uniqueness. After all, we are all unique individuals. So, without any further delay, I would love to know if anyone would be interested in, exploring one of these patterns right now. And, perhaps others can observe, and we can all walk away with an idea of how we can apply one of these techniques on a Sunday morning, in order to prep our minds for a Monday morning, right? So perhaps Andalib, is there something you would like to explore in this context?
Yeah, yeah. I'm very interested, and I'm eagerly waiting to know more about that. And that it's not that as we are coach, we are psychologists, we don't need this kind of techniques, we don't need this kind of support from each other. We always need support, and this is very common phenomena, and this is very okay to ask support. That if I'm not feeling well and I'm not productively, I'm feeling low, and we can ask always support to our coach, our psychologist, and everyone. And we are very open on that. And as a
Yeah.
professional, yeah.
No, you have a very hectic schedule. You get so much done in a week. And
Yeah,
I'm sure as a professional and as a parent, you have a very packed weekend as well, right?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so, so if this technique is something that can be of service to you, let's try it out.
yes,
Definitely.
uh, yes,
Yeah.
Priya. Because I really spend lots of time in my gadget, and it's
Mm,
late night. Sometimes I don't sleep properly after coming back, any dinner or anything. I really
mm,
go back to my gadget, my laptop, and
mm.
the more I'm doing screening time, it's hamper my sleep pattern.
I see. I
So
see.
this is the biggest challenge.
Mm. So that's interesting. So what would you like instead? So let's say, so you mentioned screens, right? Is that something that uh, tends to happen on Saturday? Is
Yes.
that okay? So yeah,
Because
because
Saturday, a bit
Mhm.
relaxed. The Sunday, I don't have anything. A bit
Mm,
relaxed. But I don't enjoy the Sunday because I'm feeling very low on Sunday. Because
mm,
wasting a lot of time on the screen is really had a great impact on Sunday.
mm. Yeah, and I do late nights on Saturdays too, so I totally sympathize, especially when it's work related, right? But very
Mm,
often, especially now since the pandemic, many people are not able to switch off work that easily. Very often Saturday night we had to catch up on stuff, usually with the idea of being able to have less to do on Sunday, and yet
mm,
staring at a screen is never helpful, right? So,
yes.
all right. So let's say, so it sounds to me like it's unavoidable at times to stay up late on Saturday, looking at your screen, getting things done.
Mm,
Um, what would, so what happens on Sunday morning? Just for the sake of the exercise, let's just clarify one more time. What
mm.
happens on Sunday? So usually what time do you find yourself sleeping on Saturday after the screen time?
Oh, it's horrible. It's
Mhm.
almost 2 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
Then taking more 30 to 1 hour for trying to sleeping.
Mhm.
That's also challenging for me. And after
Mhm.
this Sunday, it's a drowsy morning,
Yeah.
lethargic morning. So instead of this kind of drowsiness and lethargy, I want to install myself energy
Mm-hmm.
and awareness. I think the key point is energy awareness, because if I'm aware of time,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go further. I will stay long till to
Yeah.
2 p.m. or 3 p.m. So
Okay.
instead of everything, I want awareness for
Excellent.
myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So energy and awareness. It sounds
Energy
amazing.
awareness. Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Brilliant. So, um, I tell you what I'll invite you to do right now, Andalib, and for this, we're going to unpack this really exciting tool, and I'll reveal what it is at the end of it. Um, I just need you to identify within you
Mm-hmm.
what energy and awareness will be like. So when you are full of energy, when you are at the peak of your awareness, what just share a little more
It's
about what
like
that's like.
yeah. So it's light. I'm
Like.
feeling light. Yes, I'm feeling also. I can see myself as a productive woman,
Mhm.
not lazy,
Mhm.
productive in a sense. I'm enjoying my workforce. So whatever my house is, whatever it is, my household work, spending time with my kids, or doing
Mhm.
any kind of planning for any kind of training and session for the upcoming weeks, everything I'm
Mhm.
doing with energy. I'm moving. I'm light.
Mhm.
I'm bright. Uh,
Mhm.
I have a very good image of myself.
Mm. See, okay,
Fit
that's
and
great.
hit. I can say fit and hit.
Okay, great, great. You mentioned you have a good image of yourself.
Yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, so what I invite you to do is I want you to just pick a corner of your room and see that good image of yourself as you are light, as you are bright, as you are productive, enjoying your work, aware, full of
Okay.
energy. I just want you to see yourself in that form and anywhere in the room. And let me know when you are seeing a version of you with all these attributes: energetic, aware, light, bright, productive, enjoying work, feeling good about yourself. So, you can see what you're wearing, what expression you have on your face. You can see yourself doing the action that comes when you're in that beautiful state, that resourceful, ideal state that you prefer. You can see yourself on a Monday morning being that person and getting things done. And I want you to now just envision a circle around that version of you who is being all these things, who's light, who's bright, who's productive. Just draw a circle around that version of you.
Yeah,
And I just want you to merge, to collapse that person, that version of you into the circle so that the circle is filled with all the resources of the Andalib that you are when you are this person, you are productive and you're light. Just flatten that version of you into the circle so that the circle contains all these attributes of you: light, bright, productive, aware, energetic, enjoying everything that's going on, feeling good about yourself. All these things are now merged into that circle. And as you do this, there's a color coming from that circle. What color is the circle? This amazing circle that now contains all these attributes of you in that amazing resourceful state. What color is that circle becoming?
it's pretty colorful.
It's colorful. So is it
Yes.
many colors?
Yeah, very soothing colors like peppermint, light green, and lavender.
Peppermint, light green, and lavender. Those are such pretty and rare colors. That's
Mhm.
lovely.
And I
And
can see myself in a very comfy dress,
mhm,
so happy as I'm very light. I'm in home Sunday morning, uh, at no headache,
yeah,
daily mood, yeah. And very light fit.
I see. I see. And you're standing in this circle of colors: pepper green, light green, lavender. You're comfortably dressed, no headache. You're light, you're bright, you're productive, you're enjoying yourself, you're working, feeling great, you're energetic, you have awareness. That is amazing. And the circle, those colors, just allow them to shine on you in that circle so that those colors are embracing you as you are in touch with all your resources. Just brighten up those colors. And since the colors are peppermint green and lavender, it sounds to me like maybe there's a fragrance coming. Is there any smells emerging? Or is there anything more than just colors that are coming out of that circle right now?
Yeah. When you thinking and talking about the colors again and again, and I can just remember that I have a scented candle. The I
Scented.
can Yeah, scented candle, and I can smell that scented candle.
I love that. Oh my God, what scent is that? Can you identify what kind of scent it is?
Uh,
Is it a floral smell? Is it?
floral daisy,
Mhm.
daisy flower scent.
I see. That sounds amazing. And this circle is now is giving out the scent. And you are in that scent, in that circle, that the resourceful version of you. And there are these colors: peppermint green, light green, lavender. This amazing smell is swirling around you as in that circle, the resourceful version of you is experiencing all her resources: enjoyment, light, productivity, energy, awareness. She's doing things within that circle. All her resources are in full flow within that circle. She's comfortably dressed. She has no headache. That's amazing. And is there any sound or music or anything coming out of that circle as you are in that productive state in that circle?
Yeah. Sound is specifically, I listen to birds are chirping. Very small, very light sound.
I
No
see.
heavy sound. Birds are chirping. Winds are moving around me.
Yeah.
Colors are flowing, and I can
Mm-hmm.
see the flowers, the daisy flowers around me, the white daisy flowers around me, and especially I really smell the candle, the special scented candle, and
That
the
is
body. I
amazing.
think I can relate with my body also because mm, yeah,
I That is amazing. What an amazing circle of excellence you've created there. And this is your very own circle of excellence. This is a circle that contains all your traits of excellence and being in alignment. All the things you love are in there. All the resources you enjoy are in there. And the version of you who's in touch with all these resources and all this awareness is in that circle right now,
yeah,
comfortably dressed, doing things, feeling productive. And I invite you, Andalib, to just, I know this is an audio only platform, but I'm sure you can see the circle with this version of you in it somewhere near you. Am I right?
yeah. I'm into the circle.
You're into the circle already. I want you to merge with that circle and let the colors enter you. Let everything permeate. Let your nose pick out the scent. Let the colors just flood your senses. And I want you to absorb it through your skin until you're flooded with all these attributes: the scent, the flowers, the song of the birds, the colors, and all your resources. You are energetic, you are aware, you are enjoying where you are enjoying work, you're ready to be productive, you're comfortable. And I want you to merge and absorb all these. And then I want you to just bring that back with you and stay in your chair and open your eyes. But bring it with you. Bring all these feelings with you and open your eyes. All right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And this circle is still there, right? Right now, the circle that you have left, where is it around you? Perhaps you could just, note where the circle still is, because it is still there. It is giving out the colors, it's giving out the fragrance, it is giving out the bird song. It is still there.
Yes,
Where is
absolutely right. It's still
yeah.
in my forehead. I think it's my forehead. I'm very
Mm.
cool because can I share my experience now or later, Priya?
Please do.
Yeah,
Please.
so that when I started the session, I told you that I'm going to shift my town from my home and everything. I'm in a stressful situation, and today is Saturday. Yeah, lots of things I have to complete within this Saturday because I'm going to move on to by Monday. But
Yeah,
while doing this exercise, uh, I really feel that I'm very light and
yeah,
fit, and
yeah.
I experience the color, the sound, the scent. It's all in my forehead. Usually I feel this kind of therapeutic things in my heart, but I don't know why today I'm feeling it's in my forehead because I think I have lots of tension for shifting. That's why it's creating a
Yeah,
relax in my forehead, and this exercise is not very much too much related with my incident for today.
I understand. And by the way, since you mentioned that, I want to take this exercise a little bit further so that you can continue to use this as you
Okay.
go through the stress of all the things you're going through. Because you mentioned that the circle is right now in your forehead. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
perfect in my
Excellent.
forehead.
So here's the best part. We can make this a virtual reality experience. I want you to just point, I know I can't see you, but just point with your finger. Where is it in your forehead, the circle of excellence? And I want you to just pull it out of your forehead and place it on the floor in front of you. And you may want to stand for this because this is the best part of this exercise. Just stand up, pull out the circle with all the attributes, the colors, the scent, and just place it on the floor in front of you and let it open up like a small little carpet on the floor in front of you. And this circle has not changed. It has peppermint green, light green, lavender. The smell of the candle is in that circle. It's coming out of the circle. And you're standing in front of it. There's the slight chirping of birds coming out of it, right? And all the energy, awareness, productivity, self-love, all the attributes that you associated from with that circle is in that circle, in this glowing, colorful circle right now. And I invite you to just let the circle be on the floor and admire it and step into it and absorb all the gifts that have been placed in the circle: the awareness, the energy, the light, the productivity, the joy of working, the colors, the flowers, the birds, the scent, all your favorite things. Absorb it into your body, your full body. All these gifts that the circle of excellence is giving you. And then I just invite you to step forward out of the circle and take these gifts with you. Step forward, step forward. Yeah. And you are now you're rich now because you have taken these things from the circle that continues to have everything you'll ever need. and notice what that's like. And then we can have fun now.
How clear?
All you have to do is
Yeah.
turn around, bend and pick up the circle and fold it up and keep it back in your mind. And just press it back into your mind
Mm-hmm.
and sit down. And here's the best part. You can pull out the circle and spread it out and step into it whenever you want in the future. You can do it on a Sunday morning after a late night when you want to connect with your resources. You can even do it on a Monday morning again. You can pull the circle out of your forehead, spread it out on the ground in front of you, step into its colors and scent and all the gifts that you have left in that circle. Step into it, absorb it, and then step forward and carry these gifts with you. And then it is very important that you turn around, fold up the circle into a small little parcel and press it back into your forehead, because it is there for you to pull out and step into in the future whenever you need these resources back with you. Your body now knows that there's a circle of excellence that can be accessed by it whenever you want using this simple technique. And you can do this anywhere and anytime in order to change state to the one you want. Your very own circle of excellence is customized by you and it belongs to you and it is stored within you and can be pulled out of you to be accessed anytime, any place. This is the best part of this NLP technique, the circle of excellence.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And whenever you're ready, Andalib, we can perhaps unpack any takeaways from this experience that and share with us so we can also understand more about what can happen when we do this technique.
Yeah, Priya, thank you. Thank you for doing this intensive therapeutic technique with me. And I already shared that I was in a very disturbed state, not just a stressful and disturbed also state, because it's a huge thing I'm going to do, quitting my home. But while doing these things, some things are coming up in my mind that um, these are the very powerful way to think differently. And when I visualize the color, my favorite colors, and visualize the favorite places I'm standing there, and my image is very important for this exercise. I'm very light, I'm very fit, I'm happy, I'm energetic, productive. So these are the image I have in my mind. And the end of the thing is that staying happy. So I'm feeling happy because I'm fit. And this is the relationship, strong relationship I have with my mind and my body. And when I have this kind of relationship and I am happy, I'm productive as well as. So my identity also very important over here. So if I have an image, my image, a proper image for myself, and it's not only that image, it's on my picture, is a picture along with my sound, feelings, and also the auditory things that we birds are chirping, some small soft musics are floating around me, and the colors are very important. So then I identify there is a very good identity in within myself, that is I am happy, I'm energetic, productive, and I'm aware of myself. That has also helped me to understand uh, what I'm going to do right now, and how can I draw the borderline, enjoying my Saturday night, so that I can be more and more active, doing effective work on Sunday. And then one important thing that I'm away from all the responsibility.
Yeah.
When I'm away from responsibility, then creating a pressure for myself to be going back to Monday. morning, Monday morning work, because I am hiding myself, I'm away from, I'm escaping. So this kind of identity and self-image, awareness came driving me towards to, and driving me towards to my next week work, next week responsibility, and everything. And this is the main collision, a dilemma for myself, that is moving away from to towards to. And this pattern is every time happening, every time happening. Now I'm away from everything, all my work, all my session, all my training, and now I'm fighting back to going to towards to. But
Yeah.
this kind of exercise help us, not fighting back. This kind of exercise help us to bring back yourself in a very easy way, and
Yes.
enjoying. As it can be a ritual for us. As some of us getting up in the morning, brushing our teeth. This is one kind of ritual: washing our teeth, washing our faces, prepare our bed, and everything. Why not this kind of exercise could be a ritual for us? And
Yeah.
when I'm thinking like this, that this can be a ritual for me, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
enjoying. There are lots of possibility for thinking this kind of therapeutic therapeutic things like visual, auditory, kinesthetic. As you said, that in NLP we are talking this. These are the main internal representative system of our mind. If I
Yeah.
have that internal representative system, that I have a visual things, I have a auditory things, I have a kinesthetic thing, and together I have a strong image of myself, and my identity is driven with that image. That is very important for me.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
the great takeaway and tips, that I have a strong image for myself. It is in my internal representation system. I have an identity, and this technique is one of a ritual for me for doing every Sunday morning. And when I'm calling it ritual, it becomes everyday practice and phenomena for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I really think when one makes this a regular practice, then it's a great way to become an expert in yourself, right? And we meet such amazing individuals sometimes where they don't seem phased by life. They work hard or they do something very late night. It could even be a social event, and then the next morning they don't even need that Sunday in between. The next morning they're very sharp, very fresh, very associated with their resourcefulness, and they're top performers. So individuals like this show us that it's possible. And to me, applying a technique like this on a regular basis with practice allows us to become an expert that behaves along those lines as well later on. So yeah, so consistency is definitely to regularly unpack the circle of excellence and to associate with it on a regular basis, and make it a ritual, like you said. It's I think this is one more aspect to this technique that allows it to bring all your resources to your fingertips when you need it in your life. So thank you for sharing, Andalib. That was very powerful.
And
And
I'm
yeah.
very curious to know, to hear from Vetro, and also if Prem is with us, and also from you. So, what are your tips from after listening all these ritual things and all the structure we are discussing for the last 1 hour, almost 1 hour we have passed. So, what the tips can be for you guys also, so that we can use it to beat our Monday morning rule.
Yeah. Well, one tip, and this is in the context of NLP, is to me, it's good to use NLP to map out the underlying positive intention of a behavior so that we are not hard on ourselves, we're not judging ourselves, we're not unfair to ourselves. And we can always, we just have to see behaviors that we carry out as nothing more than behaviors that can be altered. And so I would, for me, what I would do is instead of being hard on myself, I would try to understand why is it important for me to, for example, stay up late on Saturday, right? So there's no need for me to judge myself negatively for that. It could be because people who matter to me a lot are available for me on Saturday, and that connection has to be maintained for me. It's an important. There must be a value or a or a need being addressed when I do that. So that's number one, self judgment. Number two, regular practice of techniques like circle of excellence. And in future roundtable chats, we're going to reveal more techniques from NLP that can also be used to shift
Absolutely.
state, such as anchoring. And
Mm.
we can understand neurological levels better in future sessions, so that we can see how to map our behavior across multiple levels and make better decisions about a behavior that are in line with our values and our identity. So that's a second tip. The third tip would be, of course, just the circle of excellence can also be used in reverse. We have something called. I came across a concept
Wonderful.
of the reverse
What is
circle.
that?
Yeah. So
Say
just now,
briefly. Yeah.
yeah, of course. So just now, when we did Circle of Excellence with you, you created a circle that contained your positive attributes, your resources. So you could step into the circle whenever you wanted, absorb these resources and gifts, and feel restored, right? Immediately by resetting your body and your mind. So the reverse circle is the opposite of that. And it's a very simple tip. So I think I read about this in the context of a policeman who had a very difficult job at work with a lot of stress and a lot of negative feelings. And for him, it was very important to come home and not bring that negativity with him into his family's home, so that his wife and children wouldn't feel impacted by the negative effect of his work on himself. So I remember reading that he used an NLP technique called the reverse circle to reset himself after a long day at work, to go home and become just a simple family man who was ready to be positive and uplifting with his family. So basically, he would park his car in the driveway, he would step out of the car, and then he would imagine a circle on the ground in front of him, similar to how you imagined a circle of excellence. But in that circle, with his mind, he would place all the bad news he had received that day at work, all his stress. He created imaginary metaphors for all these negative things. If he felt anger over a case he was working on at work as a policeman, he would give that anger a shape and a color and place it in the circle. Any fear he had, he would place it in the circle by giving it color, shape, and metaphor. And then, after filling the circle with all the negativity, he would fold it up and place it. He would imagine placing it in his car, and he would shut the door. And then he would walk away, leaving his stress behind in that circle, which was folded up and kept in his car. So when he reached his home, he was his old normal self without the negative effects of his work. And this was a ritual he did every day, and this allowed him to maintain his balance of being a father and a husband versus being a cop. So this is a technique we all could use as well if we want to distance ourselves from unresourceful states that we can't avoid and become resourceful before relaxing or before unwinding or before being in our homes. It's a very nice way to establish
Yeah.
balance.
So we are dissociating
Yeah,
ourselves from the unresourceful state. Because in case of dissociation, what we are going to do, sometimes we are taking the fear, this is the state, it becomes identity. But it's not our
yeah,
identity, it's not fear. So we are dissociating all the unresourceful state from myself and keep it
yeah.
aside and
That is right.
live our life as per our need. Wonderful, Priya. Thank you so much. I have learned so many things from you today. And
No,
yeah,
thank you as well, Andalib. Thank you so much.
and I'm really curious to know some tips from Retro and Prem also. If they want to contribute, that will be very great for us because, as we said, there is no hard and sound rule to deal with your Monday morning blues because we are unique, we are different, we have our own rules and own technique, and we always welcome that. So, Retro, would you like to share some one or two tips for us from this session?
Sure, sure. I think a couple of quick points. I think one, the point about seeing yourself being productive and the benefits of being prepared for Monday morning and seeing that maybe on a Sunday, I think will help change behavior or at least mentally be more prepared. So I thought that was one good point. And I'll say the second point about enjoying your weekend, and if you have engagements that are late night, also not to be judgmental, but just accept it as part of your life and commitments that you have to make. I thought both those points were good points and resonated well with me. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ritu. I think Priya, when Prem can manage, he always can text us or share his thoughts with us, the outcome, the takeaway from our session. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the session, the roundtable chat in this future space, and I got my realization and lots of tips are helpful for me. And welcome back, everyone, to our Twitter space because we were in the roundtable chat. Now we are starting our session from Twitter space. So wish us luck, and we are always with you. And if you want to learn something new from, you can always follow us, chat, and send us your favorite topic to us so that I, and Priya can discuss. And we also learn from you. We also want to listen to you. Thank you, everyone. Priya, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Andalib. And thank you, Retro, and to Prem. And I think one or two listeners did pop in earlier, but this is the beauty of this platform. There's this absolute freedom for people to come and go and listen or participate, which is why we favor this platform so much. So, and thank you, Andalib, and for all that you shared and all that I learned from you as well. Thanks, Retro, for sharing your perspective. And Prem, I invite you to pass. You can give comments under the record. The recording of this video of this chat, sorry, will be on Twitter and will be available. And later on, I'll upload a version of this recording on other platforms as well, so people can follow up afterwards. So that's it. I wish Andalib, Retro, Prem, and all the other listeners a very happy weekend. And here's to having an energized Monday morning to all of us.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye.